Concretely on transhumance and pastoral issues, we have the two regulations already adopted.
ECOWAS Conference on Farmers' Headers Clashes opens in Abuja. Regional body takes a second look at the protocol on free movement of persons, goods and services.
It's in order to enable you really know the workings of the system. That is why I set up the anti-corruption committee.
Chief Justice of Nigeria meets with President Muhammadu Buhari, says executive and judiciary are strengthened against corruption.
A robust identity management system with quality data is key for every emerging economy.
Benefits of digital identity for accelerated development. And Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Melaye, submits self to police for arrest, escaped, and re-arrested. Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTA Network News. I am Lydia Odijeochi. Reading with me from Lagos is Michael Olaleye. Abdullahi Mohammed is in Kaduna, while Beauty Egobamen joins me from Enugu. Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has resolved to provide a regional approach to addressing the increasing clashes between farmers and herders in West Africa that largely poses threat to internal security as well as enhanced intra-regional trade in the sub-Saharan region. This was a submission by participants in Abuja at the ECOWAS meeting on farmers-herders clashes in the ECOWAS region. Garba Mohammed Natala reports.
Major concern of herders is the desperate need of land for cattle grazing that is being faced by desertification, while farmers are in their need to secure their lands to ensure adequate food production. This has been a long-standing conflict that led to people to flee such conflict areas. The colossal losses as a result of these clashes is better imagined following the experiences of countries like Togo, Ghana, and recently in Nigeria. ECOWAS and Nigeria are now working on how to implement measures put in place to ensure peace among farmers and herders in the sub-Saharan region.
Concretely on transhumance and pastoral issues, we have the two regulations already adopted. It is the primary responsibility for each member state to implement the rules and the regulation adopted at the ECOWAS level.
We are more dealing with the security dimension. This is why I'm focusing on this access to weapons and the use of weapons in the killings that are occurring not only in Nigeria but in all our member states.
The meeting comes ahead of the ministerial regional meeting, which is expected to hold on Thursday, April 26th. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
I am now being joined by Dr. Vivian Iwa, ECOWAS Head of Animal Resources. We thank you for joining us. Good evening. Thank you for coming. Now, what are the findings of ECOWAS as regards to conflicts between farmers and herders in West Africa?
The priority or initial findings is that the ECOWAS regulations on transhumans, which have been in existence since 1998, and the following accompanying regulations of 2003 have not really been implemented as they should. And because of our extensive system of livestock production, it has become problematic. When that sector is not regulated, then, I'll give an example of someone who said it's like cars moving around, in Abuja, Lagos, and the cities of Nigeria, or any ECOWAS city without the license plates. Okay. That is the kind of situation. Animals moving around without any form of identification, okay, and with no regulations.
And no tags.
No tags.
Okay. Now,
even though there's a regulation that, enables, that should enable that kind of regulation with tags. Yeah.
Now, ahead of the ministerial regional meeting in Abuja, what are the issues, the key issues that will dominate this meeting and Nigeria's stake in actualizing these set goals?
I think some key issues were identified. One, the issue of the extensive sector of livestock production, system of livestock production not being regulated. A second issue was the proliferation of small arms in the ECOWAS region in general, and as well as in Nigeria. The third issue was the infiltration of people into Nigeria because of the huge border of Nigeria, and because the eastern border of Nigeria is not really under the control of ECOWAS. It's a border region, but it borders the eastern part of Africa, which is not really Western.
And now, briefly now, how far has ECOWAS gone on the implementation of reports to address farmer headers clashes?
The Treaty of ECOWAS shares out, jurisdiction. We work under the principle of subsidiarity, complementarity, and advantage. What member states can do better, ECOWAS allows to do. And what can be done better at the regional level, the ECOWAS Commission does. Things that, since ECOWAS does not have those institutions of enforcement as well as administration, most of the implementation of instruments is left to member states.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We wish we had more time to talk about this.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. We've been talking with Dr. Vivian Iwa, ECOWAS Head of Animal Resources. Moving on now, Nigeria's judiciary and executive arms of government are not only on the same page, but genuinely committed to the fight against corruption as the bane of development in the country. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, stated this while speaking to newsmen after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has that.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, who arrived at the State House at about noon on Tuesday, was immediately ushered into the President's office. To underscore the seriousness of the matter at hand, President Muhammadu Buhari, carrying his pen and notebook, received Justice Onogen with his file, and their meeting lasted over 30 minutes behind closed doors. The Chief Justice of Nigeria evaded questions on the issues discussed, but told newsmen that the federal government is on course in the fight against corruption.
Under the circumstances, so far so good. I have set up the, you see, it is in order to enable you really know the workings of the system. That is why I set up the anti-corruption committee. All along, everybody is passing buck, left, right, and center. The prosecutor is saying, no, it is not our responsibility. We are not the cause of the delay. The investigator is saying, I'm not the cause of the delay. The judge is saying, I am not the cause of the delay. So the people must know who is actually causing the delay. That is why I set up that committee, and it is made up of both the defense counsel, the prosecutor, and the judiciary under the NJC.
So how can you respond to what Nigerians are saying, that the judiciary is not on the same page with the executive in the fight against corruption?
I have answered that before, time without number. You've asked me here before, and I still say the same thing. We are on the same page with the executive. Things are happening, and the pace is faster than it used to be. Every one of us must cooperate together, work together, for the system to move forward.
Justice Onogen, who applauded ongoing efforts at decongesting the prisons, said if special courts can be established for corruption cases, judiciary will give the desired support.
It is the executive that has the prerogative, in conjunction with the legislature, to establish courts under our constitution. It is not the duty of the judiciary, nor that of the Chief Justice of Nigeria.
But can you support that?
No, listen. If a special court, any court for that matter, the powers that be decides to establish them, The judiciary will run it by providing the manpower required to run it. That is my answer to that.
President Muhammadu Buhari also granted audience to the governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amusun, where issues critical to the growth and development of the state were discussed, and in particular, the just concluded Drums Festival, which the governor described as successful.
All we were trying to do is to use the instrumentality of drum as a vehicle, as a catalyst for social economic development. And we are using it as a way to broaden our tourism sector. And clearly, we got more than probably we exceeded our expectation. I'm happy that it has come to stay. It created so much wealth for our people.
The Drums Festival, as self-sustaining, Governor Ibikunle Amusun believes will be sustained even after his tenure. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, Nigeria is aiming to have 70 million of its population in the National Identity Database before 2020. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the indication while opening the ID for Africa conference in Abuja. Victor Azu reports that the president was represented by the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa.
The ID for Africa movement champions robust national systems that provide legal identity for all Africans to ensure that everyone can access government services and benefits using its annual conference as platform. Its annual meeting focuses on digital identity and its application for driving socio-economic development in Africa. Declaring the fourth annual meeting open in Abuja, Secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who represented the president, explains that the government has long been aware of the importance of a harmonized means of identification and has it in consideration for all its programs.
A robust identity management system with quality data is key for every emerging economy.
Identity is security. Without identity, you are in no position to know who belongs where.
Executive Chairman ID for Africa, Joseph Attic, notes the progress that has been made on the continent with regard to identity, but insists that there is a lot more to do.
We want to sensitize the world. We want to build awareness of the importance of identity.
The event also featured an exhibition to showcase modern electronic identification mechanisms. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
The police this evening announced the escape from lawful custody and rearrest of Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Melaye. Senator Melaye earlier in the day surrendered himself to police authorities for investigation on the allegations against him. Police PPRO Jimo Moshood said Senator Dino Melaye, while being taken for arraignment in Federal High Court Lokoja from Abuja, escaped when some hoodlums in two Toyota Hilux vehicles blocked the police vehicle, conveying Senator Dino Melaye around Area 1 roundabout Abuja. He said the senator jumped out of the police vehicle through the window and was rescued from the policemen by hoodlums and miscreants to an unknown destination. The police team reinforced and trailed Senator Dino Melaye to a private hospital in Abuja, where he was rearrested. Police say the senator would be arraigned in court without further delay. The Inspector General of Police has therefore directed a thorough investigation into the circumstances leading to the rescue and escape of Senator Dino Melaye from lawful custody. In the meantime, the Senate is to meet with the Inspector General of Police and the Director of State Security Service on how to strengthen security in the National Assembly. The legislators also resolved to constitute a joint Senate and House of Representatives committee to investigate the invasion of the Senate chamber on the 18th of April 2018. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Unko reports.
Shortly after the Senate reconvened for Tuesday's plenary, the Senate President called for an executive session. 2 hours later, the Senate President read out the resolution of the legislators during the closed-door session, all bordering on the invasion of the Senate chamber.
We also directed a committee on security, intelligence, and police, mandated to engage with the Director Services and Inspector General of Police to look at how to strengthen the security of the National Assembly to ensure, again, that these kind of security lapses would not occur.
He also conveyed the commendation of the Senate to the National Assembly staff, especially those who sustained injuries during the incident. Thereafter, Senator Kabiri Marafa from Zamfara State, on the matter of personal explanation, brought to the notice of the senators the recent killings in Zamfara by gunmen on the 21st of April 2018, called for the House intervention.
On a village called Kabaru in Maru local government, in just one incident, we have 113 children orphaned and 64 women widowed.
Senator Mau Ohu Abunwa from Abia State also drew the attention of the Senate to the communal clash between Isu community in Abia State and Ituma Mbiase community in Cross River State. The Senate observed a minute silence in honor of those who were killed in the recent Zamfara attacks. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Still on security matters, St. Ignatius Catholic Mission, Aya Balom, Gwe local government area of Benue State, has been attacked by unknown gunmen. Elias Itiab reports that 2 priests and 17 other parishioners were killed in the attack.
The priest in charge of the St. Teresa Parish High Level who confirmed that the bodies of the slain priests were deposited at the Bishop Murray Medical Center mortuary narrates the fate of the slain victims.
They rounded the people up and in 4 directions and they started shooting.
Reacting on the incident, the chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria, Benue State, Reverend Akpenleva, who describes the attack as unfortunate, calls on law enforcement agencies to step up security in the state. Security personnel have been drafted to strategic areas of Makurdi metropolis to foster breakdown of law and order. In Makurdi, Elias Etiaf, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has described as immoral and satanic the killing of worshippers and priests at Catholic Church in Naya Balom community in Gwe East local government area of Benue State. A statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, says the killing is not only despicable but could stoke up religious conflict and lead to endless bloodshed. The president, however, vowed that the culprits will be hunted down and made to pay for the blasphemous act because the country will not bow to the caprices of evildoers. President Buhari extends his condolences to the people and government of Benue State. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Ambassador Apollonius Demenongo from Benue State and Kio Solomon Benibo Ameofori from River State as Deputy Directors General at the National Intelligence Agency, NIA. A statement from the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation states that the appointments are with immediate effect. This is NTA Network News. We now take a break to bring you some messages. The news continues in a moment.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Adam, go and bring us your husband. Okay, hello baby. We're in this together, okay? Can you hear me? Keep coming forward. Wait, stop. You okay, lean to your right. Keep walking down, keep walking to the left. Yes. You're almost here. Keep going. You are here. Wow, you did it.
I'm just so glad I didn't have to use my cane to do this.
And I am so glad no other man got you before me. Let me be your eyes.
We will never stop working to give you a network you can rely on so you can enjoy life's special moments. MTN, everywhere you go.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and development partners regret to announce the postponement of the stakeholders meeting scheduled to hold on Thursday, 26 April 2018 as part of the activities commemorating 2018 African Vaccination Week. The postponement is due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control. Any inconveniences caused by this postponement is deeply regretted. Other activities lined up for the 2018 African Vaccination Week remain unchanged. The agency and development partners appreciate the understanding of all stakeholders and their commitment and support to immunization and primary health care services. Dr. Faisal Shuaib, Executive Director, CEO, announcer.
Hey, Anu. Look, I got something for you.
A football chassis?
Hey, Adu, come watch a game with your uncle and I. Please, come.
I'm okay, thanks.
The kind of person that you asked me to be. My brother say he love me, I love him too. I tell him I will do anything for you. But it's strange.
Did you see how many goals they scored?
No get you.
They scored 20.
I look up like this, say who are you?
So Daddy, you showed those blues Pepe yesterday, right?
You sure did.
Those 3 points are sure for us today.
Remind me how.
The game is about to start. Quick, please.
The general public is hereby invited to the 11th National Delegates Conference of the Road Transport Employees Association of Nigeria, RTEAN, holding in Abuja from the 23rd to 26th of April 2018. Monday 23rd, arrival of delegates. Tuesday 24th, screening commences by 8 a.m. at the National Secretariat, number 4B, Arusa Crescent, Wuse Zone 1, Abuja. Conference opens on the 25th to 26th of April by 9 a.m. daily. Venue, Air Force Conference Center and Suite, Plot 496, Ahmadu Bello Way, Kado, Abuja. Announcer, RTEAN National President, Alhaji Musa Shehu Isiwele.
Take a good look at our world today and you'll discover something interesting. More and more drivers are choosing mobile motor oils. You see, as engine performance becomes more important than ever, the vehicle owners are coming to expect more from their engine oils. They're demanding more mileage on a single oil change. They're demanding longer-lasting engines and smoother rides. They're demanding the best. And with Mobile, that's what they get. We raised the bar for motor oils with the Mobile Super 1000. And with the Mobile One, we raised it even higher. And because it's made using the most advanced engineering processes, Mobile motor oils leave your engine super clean, increase its durability, and keep it so well protected, it never stops running. So success for you depends on continuous movement. You need engine oil, engineered for that purpose. Mobile. Performance at its best.
Make it mobile.
All TVs say picture quality, but never mention the most important color, black. It uncovers the hidden details of nature, brings out the richness in all colors, and reveals life. With self-lighting pixels, only OLED TVs make perfect black. And perfect black creates perfect color. LG OLED TV.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
You're still on to NTA Network News. We thank you for still being there. In view of the myriad of security challenges facing the country, The need for enhanced intelligence gathering through modern trends and improved capacity building becomes imperative. This was by the Minister of Defense, Mansour Dan Ali, at the inauguration of projects at the Defense Intelligence Agency in Abuja. Olajide Bello has that report.
The hallmark of the inauguration was that of the state-of-the-art Fusion Center. The Fusion Center is a collaborative effort of two or more agencies that provide resources, expertise and information to the center with the goal of maximizing their ability to detect, prevent, investigate and respond to criminal and terrorist activities.
These projects, particularly the Fusion Center, will no doubt enhance intelligence analysis and will enable the agency to contribute meaningfully to the achievement of our national security objectives. As you are all aware, this administration has kept no doubt in its commitment and leaves no stone unturned in ensuring the well-being of its citizens, especially those in the security agency.
What you are about to witness today is a continuation of our commitment to make the intelligence enterprise more effective, more resilient, and more responsive to the needs of our dear country in these times of multiple, complex national security challenges.
The Defense Intelligence Agency says it is poised to enhance operational capabilities of personnel through comprehensive adoption and utilization of technology. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has received an executive communication from President Muhammadu Buhari requesting it to include in the 2018 appropriations the $496.3 million for the purchase of a specialized aircraft from the United States government to check insecurity in the country. National Assembly correspondent Kenneth Nanim reports.
Speaker Yakubu Dogara presented the letter from President Muhammadu Buhari requesting approval of the House for the purchase of the aircraft for security operations in the country.
In the expectation that the National Assembly would have no objection to the purchase of this highly specialized aircraft, which is critical to national security, and therefore seeking approval of this House.
Members deliberated on the letter with particular emphasis on the import of the request.
Mr. Speaker, by our rules, a letter of this nature constitutes first reading.
This matter is very weighty and should be subjected to proper debate.
You should have informed us and sought permission from us before spending those monies. The letter of Mr. President has not violated any constitutional prohibitions.
Issues on the invasion of the Senate was also considered following a point of order raised by the Chief Whip Adodogwa for a House and Senate Joint Committee to be constituted to investigate the matter.
This House or the National Assembly by extension must have to find out and dig to the remote and the immediate causes that led to that very unfortunate embarrassment to the institution of the legislature.
The institution of the National Assembly is no place for anarchists, is no place for cultists, and there is no place for terrorists.
Motion on the matters of urgent public importance by Representative Nkole Ndukwe from Abia State was also considered, urging government to provide adequate security in the beach boundaries of Arochukwu in Abia State and Utuma in Cross River State, as well as deploy relief materials to the areas through the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA, with a view to restoring peace and order in the communities. A minute's silence was observed in honor of those who lost their lives. From the National Assembly, Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Now politics. The All Progressives Congress has inaugurated screening and appeal committees for the Ekiti State governorship election. National Organizing Secretary of the party, Senator Osita Izunaso, during the inaugural ceremony says APC governorship aspirants who fail to appear before the screening committee will be disqualified. Saliu Abdullahi reports.
The screening committee has 7 members with the former governor of Bayelsa State, Timipre Silva, as chairman, while the 5-member appeal committee has Abuzari Ribadu as the chairman.
The secretary of the committee is Barrister Denton.
With this formal presentation of the committee members to the public, they now have the mandate to screen the 33 APC aspirants and present to the party those suitable to participate in the Ekiti State governorship primary election scheduled to hold on the 5th May 2018. The constitution of the party and that of the country is expected to serve as a guide.
It is your duty also to comprehensively screen these people by being diligent, looking at all their credentials, their statement of claim, results submitted.
And if we don't do our job correctly, we can have a situation that even after victory, our victory can be snatched.
Schedule of activities for Ekiti State governorship election shows that screening and appeals will be conducted within 5 days. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
A report just reaching us says a meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and governors on the platform of the All Progressives Congress is now underway. The meeting holding at the State House has in attendance Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. Over 15 governors are attending the meeting. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo attends Deeper Life Bible Church. Michael in Lagos brings us details. Michael, over to you.
Yeah, and a warm welcome to Lagos. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the attack on places of worship is a deliberate ploy by mischief makers to cause disaffection among the people and drag the country into religious crisis. The Vice President said this at the inauguration of a new auditorium of the Deeper Life Bible Church in Bagada, Lagos. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The new logo of the church unveiled at this inauguration says value, achieving heaven's goal.
Indeed, the time of his
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says this goal should be of commitment to preaching the gospel for the salvation of souls. He says being good and showing love to others, even if they are enemies, is the way to go.
While the security agencies continue to work relentlessly to hunt down the perpetrators of these evil acts and to bring a permanent end to all of the killings that are going on in the name of herdsmen, in the name of Boko Haram, or in any other name, we must not lose focus. It is the duty of the church, as we ask, that the church prays for those in government, that the church upholds the hands of those in government, not by complaining, but by supporting us in the place of prayer. What governance is spiritual warfare. Anyone who does not know that, I know that governance is spiritual warfare. And I ask that you pray for every one of us who is in a position of authority in this land.
This is the surest way to cope with numerous social ills that afflict our societies.
The old structure of the Deeper Life Bible Church, located in Bagada, Lagos, transformed to this new international headquarters edifice with 30,000 capacity church auditorium, adequate offices and facilities. In Lagos, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Fully integrated telecommunication services provider Globacom has again taken a giant step to transform the ICT landscape in Nigeria with the construction of a multi-billion optic fiber submarine cable. The plan for the project, called GLO2, was unveiled at a contract signing ceremony in Lagos between the national operator Globacom and global telecom solutions vendors Huawei. Vera Chiwuba reports that the submarine cable will be 850 kilometers long.
Since inception 15 years ago,
Globacom has pioneered several innovative technologies in the telecommunication industry. The first ever national undersea cable that will land outside Lagos will be built along the Nigerian coast from Alpha Beach in Lagos, where Glo One landing station is located, to southern part of Nigeria. Executive Director Legal Globacom, Gladys Talabi, signed for her company, while Deputy Managing Director Global Telecom Solutions Vendors, Huawei Peng Shengwen, signed for his company. Folu Aderibigbe of Globacom said Glo2 will offer solutions to the protracted issue of non-availability of telecommunication service on offshore platform.
This dedicated submarine optical cable will provide ultra-high capacity connection to all communities, as well as enhance the network efficiency in all Globacom operating areas. It will also provide high-speed internet connectivity, as well as digitalize oil platforms to improve productivity.
Globacom Regional Director Technical Sanjib Roy speaks on the benefits of the project.
Today, with the undersea cameras, data and other things which they want to, use for monitoring purposes of their pipelines and other things. But beyond that, this is going to, work as a redundancy to the terrestrial fiber network of Nigeria.
This cable is from Lagos to south of Nigeria, which is totally different with Glo One. And for the enterprise customers, they will have a better experience of data coverage.
Glo2 complements the Glo One international submarine cable built by Globacom in 2010. In Lagos, Viera Chumuba, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports are aired after this timeout. Please stay with us.
Dettol team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses? No. They are spread through germs. You collect germs that cause diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands and taking your bath with Dettol soap to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Bath yourself, Dettol soap every day. Wash your hands.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, garri, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for SunCap and ManCap to reduce substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Your perfect family is under threat by germs. Infectious diseases are now the world's biggest killer of adults and children. Every day, 16,000 children under the ages of 5 and thousands of adults die from infectious diseases. These infectious diseases are caused by germs. They are everywhere. An average human being comes in contact with over 1 million germs daily. In unclean water, dirty surfaces, in the toilet, on cuts and wounds, on your clothes. Germs can cause deadly diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, flu, and cough. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 Cap Full for surface cleaning, in your bathing water, in your laundry water, for first aid, to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol Sure. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Dettol team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses? They are spread through germs. You collect germs that cause diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands and taking your bath with Dettol soap to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Bath yourself, Dettol soap every day. Wash, wash, wash your hands.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 naira only.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1, a delicious combination of rich cocoa and wholesome goodness of milk. Just add hot water to get an instant chocolatey treat. Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1. Just add hot water.
A Nigerian Mom powerful.
I trust the power of Dettol's One Capful for bathing. The power of Dettol's One Capful protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Be 100% sure.
And now business news. Central Bank of Nigeria continues interventions in forex market as Nigerian equities closes on a positive note. Details with Musa Abubakar on Business News.
Hello, a warm welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has stepped into the interbank sector of the foreign exchange market to intervene in the wholesale segment and other sectors of the market to the tune of $210 million. Figures released by the bank on Tuesday, April 24, 2018, revealed that the wholesale sector of the market got another injection of $100 million, while the small and medium enterprises, as well as invisible sectors, each received $55 million. Acting Director, Corporate Communication Department of the CBN, Isaac Okorafo, said the move is to sustain high-level stability in the forex market, continually ease access to the currency by those requiring it for genuine activities. The equities market saw a reversal of the negative trend at the start of the week, appreciating by 0.10%, while the all-share index at 40,802 basis points, while market capitalization stood at 14.7 trillion naira. Over 246 million shares were traded, valued at 3.2 billion naira in 4,918 deals. Transnational Corporation of Nigeria PLC were the most traded stocks, followed by Zenith and Caviton. Fort Oil PLC, Honeywell Flour Mills, and Nestle topped the gainers table. GlaxoSmithKline, Fitson Healthcare, and Champion Breweries were the top losers. That's it on Business News. The bulletin continues.
Thanks, Musa. Kano Emirate Council has refuted media reports that the Emir of Kano, Malam Mohammed Sanusi II, has accused some ministers for shunning investment summit in Washington. A statement signed by the Chief of Staff to the Emir, Munir Sanusi, said Kano Emirate is disturbed over the distortion of facts in the Emir's speech. The statement further observed that at no point the Emir singled out ministers as being present in Washington and not attending the meeting. Nigeria Customs intercept illicit drugs. Abdullahi in Kaduna brings us details of this and more. Over to you.
Thanks for joining us in Kaduna, Lydia. Nigeria Customs Service Zone B Command has pledged to sustain its fight against smuggling and importation of illicit drugs. The Zonal Comptroller, Usman Shehu Daikingari, gave the assurance in Kaduna while displaying contrabands intercepted by customs personnel. Muhammad Umar Ajingi has details of the story.
Among the items intercepted was a truckload of illicit drugs, which the Nigerian Customs say was heading for Kano. The truck was intercepted along Lokoja, Abuja Highway. The items have been handed over to the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, for further action.
These drugs will be evacuated and be held in our own office until such a time that they will be destroyed. They will not be allowed to go into the market.
The Dombi Custom Command also seized a truck load of imported rice and other food items in Kafanchendema local government area of Province.
They use groundnut to conceal. You could see them there, groundnut at the background, groundnut with ginger, raw ginger.
The controller urged the perpetrators to embrace legitimate businesses, describing smuggling as unpatriotic and economic sabotage. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
Director General, National Orientation Agency, NOAA, Dr. Garba Bari, says sustaining the relationship between the agency and the Nigeria Television Authority will fast-track national unity and integration. Dr. Bari stated this when he visited NTA Kaduna Network Center. Hassan Lawal Shetima reports.
Established in 1993, the National Orientation Agency has among its core mandates public enlightenment and sensitization, promoting national unity and integration. In line with this mandate, Dr. Garba Abari visited NTA Kaduna Zonal Network Center to seek further collaboration. Dr. Abari said that with the general elections fast approaching, coupled with the challenges confronting the nation, this is the time to consolidate on NOAA's cordial working relationship with NTA for national integration and progress.
At the same time, also to develop messages that have meaningful content that will go out to the electorate, but especially to the youth, who are actually the significant drivers of the political process.
You know, the key roles they play is very, very important, both positive roles and negative roles. But if you don't check the excesses at the moment, then we are going to have a problem.
The NOAA DG was also at FRCN Kaduna Network Center on the similar mission. In Kaduna, I am Hassan Lawan Shatima, NTA News.
And Enugu is our next port of call on NTA Network News tonight, and Beauty is going to be our guide there. Beauty.
Thank you, Abdullahi. 43 graduate engineers from across the country have passed out of the National Practical Supervised Skills Acquisition Program, an initiative of the federal government. The training, which held at the Scientific Equipment Development Institute, SEDI, Enugu, is to bridge the gap between academic theory and practical experience. Susan Eze will tell us more.
The 90% practical-based training exposed the young graduate engineers to the realities of engineering practice in 6 selected areas, including welding, engineering design, electrical electronics research and development. To bridge the gap between the theories they were taught in the university and practical experience, trainees for 8 weeks underwent apprenticeship under the more experienced technical staff of SEDI, Enugu. At the end of the practical training, the trainees displayed their projects and testified that they are now more experienced to explore the opportunities that abound in entrepreneurship.
They should empower people who came for this program, because you don't expect them to, at the end of this program, to still carry fire and go looking for jobs.
You are naturally impacting a practical skill on us.
The management of SEDI had words of advice for the trainees.
Look for something where you can practicalize what we have acquired. Knowledge is a treasure that follows its owner wherever he goes.
The management undertook a tour of the projects made by the trainees. In Enugu, Susan Eze. News.
The Governing Board of Projects Development Institute, PRODA, has frowned at the facilities at the headquarters in Enugu, saying it is grossly incapable of supporting the institute to deliver on its mandate. The observation was made by the board chairman, Daniel Onje.
Members of the board, after undertaking an extensive tour and inspection of facilities in the institution's 3 locations, observed that the areas of product budget, staff welfare, state of machinery and equipment, the institution's liaison office in Abuja, the institution's staff clinic and primary school, as well as access roads to the headquarters need urgent attention, and expressed the board's resolve to restore the mandate of making the institution the center of Nigerian technological advancement. The board's chairman, while emphasizing staff welfare as priority, expressed worry over the crisis rocking the union and asked for speedy resolution of their differences.
The board has resolved to pursue the drive government policy and pursue for the release of the necessary funds that will enable PRODA carry out its core mandate.
PRODA was established in 1971 with the aim of being the bedrock of Nigeria's industrial revolution, a mandate the board members vowed to restore as it is in line with the present administration's policy thrust for economic diversification.
And the news continues in Abuja after this break.
Your perfect family is under threat by germs. Infectious diseases are now the world's biggest killer of adults and children. Every day, 16,000 children under the ages of 5 and thousands of adults die from infectious diseases. These infectious diseases are caused by germs. They are everywhere. An average human being comes in contact with over 1 million germs daily. In unclean water, dirty surfaces, in the toilet, on cuts and wounds, on your clothes. Germs can cause deadly diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, flu, and cough. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 Cap Full for surface cleaning in your bathing water, in your laundry water, for first aid, to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol Sure. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
A Nigerian powerful.
I trust the power of Dettol's 1 Capful for bathing. The power of Dettol's 1 Capful protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Be 100% sure.
Thanks for staying on. Now let's join Obiageli Ugoke for news from across the globe.
Hello and welcome. Former President of Malawi, Joyce Banda, will arrive home this week after 4 years of self-imposed exile that saw an arrest warrant issued against her for alleged corruption. Banda's People's Party, PP, says she is returning to rebuild the party ahead of May 2019 elections. And in Zimbabwe, special courts have been set up around the country to deal with cases of political violence ahead of elections, which are due in July. Police say the July polls will be the first since Robert Mugabe was forced to step down as president last November. In another development, French President Emmanuel Macron has commenced a 3-day state visit to Washington, which is likely to be dominated by differences with the United States over trade and nuclear accord with Iran. He has arrived in Washington Tuesday. The meeting, among other things, addressed sticking with the 2015 nuclear deal with Iran and counter-terrorism. And that's it from this end. Just stay tuned for the rest of the news.
Now sports. A 2-day national workshop for handball coaches to begin Wednesday as Flying Eagles intensify preparations towards African Youth Championship qualifiers. Kene Emagbodike has that.